Hi, everybody, and a happy Sunday morning. Oh, my goodness. We've had nothing but rain here in South Carolina for days, and we really needed it. We needed the rain. We now have the rain. But today, I don't know if you can see it through the window, the sun is streaming through. But normally, as it is May, we normally have temperatures in the high 70s, low 80s for about a month or two. And instead, today, the high is like 58. It's like the weather can't make up its mind. It's cold one day, hot the next. Cold one day, hot the next. It's insane. Everybody doing okay for a Sunday? I'm sorry we didn't do the book review on Thursday, but my husband goes, you know what? There's a farmer's market. I've been wanting to go to it. It starts at 4 o'clock and it ends at 8 o'clock. We're going. Therefore, there was no book review. But I will let you guys know that as they said it would come the end of April, beginning of May, my Tom Bauer book finally arrived, a month after I read you the book, after we reviewed the book, but I now have it. I now have the actual book. So, and this book actually has, pictures and stuff in it. So, yeah. Anyway, I have it right here next to the other Tom Bauer books, one hard copy, one soft copy, because somebody sent me one. So I finally have it. How is everybody doing? I know there's a lot of stuff going on. How is everybody today? Everybody okay? Ooh, Central Florida. We got so much needed rain last night. Yes, lots of rain. Now, before we get started, let me just tell you that I did something that I haven't done in a long time, a very long time. I split my video for tomorrow because I don't put out 30-minute long videos. I just don't. So video one has the royal family stuff, and Trump had some comments about Harry and Meghan and some other stuff that came up, and that's all in video one. Video two is something completely Harry and Meghan, and it's something that just came out, and you guys are definitely going to want to watch that. Okay. But everything is split. So it'll say video one of two, video two of two. So if you don't get a notification for both videos, you can go back and goes directly to my channel and pick the video up from there. It's been a long time since I split them. Initially, I was splitting them. And then people said, please stop, put them together. So I put them together, but I cannot release a 30-minute long video. I just can't do it. It's too much, and it won't keep anybody's attention. Nobody sits for 30 minutes and watches one video. Okay. So is there any topic specifically that anybody wants to talk about today? Oh, and by the way, I am covering Princess Anne, the Wales family, Charlotte's birthday, the new dog, the royal families, the first and the second day of the Bermuda tour. Day 3 will be on the next one. Okay. So before we get into anything, is there anything specific anybody wants to ask me about? I always watch the whole video. Do you have a cup of coffee with it? Because you got to have coffee with it, or tea, coffee or tea. You got to have something to drink while you're watching. Non-alcoholic, of course. All right. Well, nobody's answering. So I'm going to guess out of 112 of you so far that nobody has any specific questions and nobody wants to talk about anything specifically. Are we good? Okay. Well, first of all, let me just say that I was surprised when King Charles headed back by himself alone to the UK. And then you had that video that popped up of Camilla just waltzing through the airport by herself with some security. You're fine. You are fine. Don't worry about it. But thank you. And I discussed Princess Eugenie and Princess Beatrice, and the pictures, they're all in video number 1 tomorrow of the 2 videos. So, but anyway, when Charles got on the flight by himself, I kept saying to everybody, where's Camilla? Where's Camilla? Why isn't she getting on the plane? Did something happen? Like, what's going on? And you guys told me that that was always the plan from the beginning, that Camilla would fly home. I was unaware of that. But then when that video popped up of Camilla just walking through the airport by herself, somebody said that that was done to troll Harry and Meghan, because they always have to use the VIP entrance and they always have to, have special treatment. And here's Camilla just walking through the Washington airport like everybody else, carrying a pillow. I think she had in her hand at one point. She handed it over, but she's carrying something. And she's just walking through the airport like everybody else, going to her flight back to the UK. Now, of course, we know that Charles has gone home already. And I'm going to be, again, I'm covering it tomorrow. But for one of you who doesn't know, he did like 8 or 9 engagements in one day. And I did notice, and I didn't report it in the video, but you'll see it tomorrow, that Charles was leaning on a tree, hanging on to the railing. He was, let's face it, he's having cancer treatments. And I think he was, he's tired. He is 77 years old. So, but I did notice that you could tell it was taking a toll on him. He came in the first night at dusk, went straight to wherever he was staying, settled in, and didn't come out again until the next morning. So he was great. He kept going. And let's see what else. Lots of little, yep. You know what it shows? It shows that Charles is a statesman to his bones. Like, he showed him how it was done. Where Christabi, trying to say it correctly, Christabi, one of those two ways. What are you talking about with the advertising shirt? I don't know what that's about. Hey, Kathleen. Glad you caught up. Where was she wearing a shirt? Crystal ball. Crystal ball. Okay. Where did she wear that shirt? Tom Sykes claims his treatments are doing well with radical treatments. Well, obviously, and I've said this before, they were doing something with his prostate and his bladder when they found the cancer. So it's either prostate cancer or bladder cancer. It doesn't really matter. But the point is, he's not curable at this point. But with the treatments, they can extend him for 10 to 15 years. They can give him, most people don't live into their 90s like the Queen, or 100 and something like the Queen Mother. Most people live into their 80s. And he's close to that. So, yeah. Now, let me just say this, because I'm talking about this in my video tomorrow. There are multiple articles talking about Eugenie was seen out with Beatrice. I got to tell you, but Beatrice does not look well. You'll see it in my video tomorrow, in video 1 tomorrow. Beatrice does not look well at all. She looks quite sickly. And not one picture of her does it, and not one article does it say Eugenie's pregnant. The truth is, she's under a lot of stress. She could have been stress eating. She could have just put on a lot of weight. It looks pregnant, but she's really not. So I hesitate to say she's pregnant. Even the articles didn't say she was pregnant. And I have met people before where I was like, I wonder if she's pregnant. And she wasn't. They weren't. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't jump to conclusions and say she's pregnant. If a baby shows up in a couple of months, fine. But I don't want to speculate just because she has a belly. She's been under a lot of stress. So anyway, anyone notice how Mega Liar keeps using her hand? Yes. I did a video years ago on the flipping, and I posted it on Twitter. I did it back in 2021. If you type in Sue Smith coat flicking, it'll actually come up. Let me see if I can find that for you. Coat flicking. Here we go. Let me pull it up and then I'll put it on for you so you can see it. We talked about a lot of stuff in this video. Hold on. Oh, no. Hold on, guys. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. I promise. Here we go. Share screen. I understand. You guys know I'm still learning. Here we go. Let me see if I can get it going for you guys so you can see it. I'm just going to play it, okay? This is a video that I did back 4 years ago. This was 4 years. Conflicting started super early. Watch this. Here we go. I did that years ago. I did that video 4 years ago. And I'm sure you guys have seen the, have you guys seen the control video? Yes? No? Let's see. All right. I published this. It's a, I think it's a short. I think it's a short that I did back in 2023. Let me see if I can get it up, or it may just be. Yep, it's a short. Let me play that for you guys. I think you'll find this stuff funny. Share screen. Here it is. You ready? I started my channel back in, I think it was September or October of 2020, because I'm in year 6. I'm coming up on year 6 of having this channel. And because I remember it was before COVID, because then I caught COVID and I ended up with double COVID pneumonia, and I was in and out of the hospital, and then I was home on oxygen for a month, and I was sick. Like, I was really sick. And I remember my husband said, he called the ambulance because my lips and my nail beds turned blue. And he said he thought when the ambulance took me out that he wasn't going to see me again, because they wouldn't let him come with me, because, you know, nobody was allowed to be there when you had COVID, even though he had COVID. Um, Lauren, that was one of my shorts. I have a lot of shorts that a lot of people haven't seen, but yeah. Well, if she's pregnant, she's pregnant. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on, especially right now. I can't even. I could say so much, but you know what? It's probably best left unsaid. So I think I won't. I think I'll just leave that lie there. Nice statement though. But yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. It's a scary thing when you can't breathe. And I couldn't get, I don't want to be gross, but if I put one bite of anything in my mouth, within 15 minutes, I would have the most unbelievable stomach cramps and I would be running for the bathroom. And sometimes I'd make it and sometimes I wouldn't. And my husband would have to come up, floor cleaner, clean the bed, clean me up because I was too weak to do anything on my own, put me back in bed. And then he'd come up an hour later with something else to eat. And I'd be like, oh my God, like, are we doing this again? And he's like, you have to eat. So I would take a bite of toast, one bite. And 15 minutes later, it was like my body was saying, stop, stop eating, stop, stop, stop. I think I lost literally in like 3 weeks, I lost over 20 pounds. And when they finally did get me to the hospital, all my electrolytes were off. My potassium was gone because I had so much uncontrollable pooping. And I mean, it was bad. It was really bad, really bad. Yeah, yeah. It's a scary thing to want to take a deep breath and you can't, and you have to wear the mask. But when the mask was over my face, I couldn't get any air. Like I could get no air. So I refused to wear the mask for the simple fact that if I had the mask on, I couldn't breathe. It's terrible. I have not caught COVID again since then. Although I've been told that the COVID now um, is not near, it doesn't make you nearly as sick. So, but I haven't caught it, but I have developed breathing issues from that and some brain fog, which is why I retired from the hospital. That and the fact that I just couldn't do it anymore. It sucked the love that I had for my job out, and I couldn't do the 12-hour shifts and I couldn't breathe. You guys know I have my own breathing machine here now in the house and I have inhalers. So, I mean, it was bad. So anyway, let's see. What else are you guys writing about? Let me go back because I think you guys are going fast. Did you see her pull her hand? Yeah, I saw it. You know, I get to the point where I don't really post that kind of stuff anymore because it's just exhausting. She does it all the time. She tried to act in Australia like they weren't doing that. And then boom, she started doing it. She's grabbing onto his arm. She's clawing at him. She's pawing at him. It's insane. It's insane. Now, Bunny Mom, that's the point. She doesn't think that the internet has receipts. She thinks she can say and do anything and we should just believe her. And that's part of the problem. Yeah, if I had been the bodyguard, I would have turned around and slapped him. And this just shows you how inappropriate Harry is. You are on a beach. You are on blood-soaked ground from a massacre that took place only months earlier. And you're merching the clothing you were wearing, and you're there to see the lifeguards that helped during a mass casualty event, and you lean over and you slap the guy's ass. How inappropriate is that? I mean, the guy is such a loser. I'm really glad Harry and Meghan found each other because I think they're a perfect fit. I mean, seriously. Yeah. I think they're there. Yeah, me too. And I'm having to report on it. I don't want to discuss it here because it's in video 1 tomorrow, but we do a lot of talking about what Trump had to say about Harry. It was like, oh my God. I wondered if he said something to the king about Harry. Apparently he did. You gotta watch my video tomorrow. Let's call it what it is. Mega liar truly has a mental problem. I'm not trying to be funny. We already know Harry does. No, she probably does. She is a malignant narcissist. She sees everything through her eyes, her truth, not the truth. And that's the problem. That's something that therapy puts out, where you say stuff like that. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I've done videos on that too. I don't like to do those anymore. I'm glad revealing the narc is around because I did those videos for years and I just don't have the energy for that anymore. Let me see if I can find one moment. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up my channel on TikTok because yes, I have my own TikTok, which you guys don't need to go to because it's you don't have to. But I did a video that I want you to see this. Let me see if I can find it. I put a lot of my memes up there. Okay, this is another control video. Hang on. I have to stop it. And I have to turn the sound off because I don't want to get a copyright. Okay. I have to go back and stop it. I want you guys to see this. All right. Let me share my screen again so you guys can see this. This is my TikTok. Let me see if I can make it bigger. No, I can't make it bigger. Okay. And I've turned the sound off. Well, let me turn the sound on. If they don't like it, they can take it out. Here we go. What do you think of that? She's been doing that. She's been doing that to him for years. And then where's the other one? Oh my God. Some of these are just, I forgot that I did these. Okay, here's another one for you guys. I'm going to add to stage. Here's another one. Is that not creepy? Isn't that creepy? I'm like, it's terrible. I mean, really, it's terrible. But I actually went through at one point and I did a video. I can't remember which one I did. Where I took all of her word salad. I took all of her words because, you know, she's word salad person, right? She does the same words over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, I'm going to show you one more. Okay, here we go.
Proud, so proud, especially proud, so proud, extraordinarily proud, I'm incredibly proud, so proud. Story, actions, actions, layers. Excuse me.
They're putting out that Harry and Meghan are going to keep their children. What do you think of that? Oh my God. I mean, dang, you guys, that's all I can say. Dang. I mean, I'm telling you what, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Anyway, and one of you said something about men. He likes, you know, he's always squeezing nipples. What do you think of this one? I'm telling you. So I am glad that Revealing is doing those videos because I covered that stuff for years and I'm sick of it. I don't even want to point that stuff out anymore. It's so Harry. Looks like Demon Dictator's in the house. Hey, Demon Dictator, how you doing? Oh, wait a minute. I need a sip, guys. For those of you, by the way, who don't see it yet, I'm down 17 pounds. I have another 15 to go. It's taken me, I'm at 5 weeks to lose 17 pounds and I have another 15 to go. So hopefully by the end of June, I will have met my goal. It's very slow going, but you know, you know what they say, if it goes slow, it'll stay off. So let's hope. Harry is slow. I agree. He is slow. Thank you. I'm working hard at it. I'm walking about 2.5 miles a day, watching everything I eat as it goes in my mouth. And yeah. Oh my God. Damn, those two chromosomal damage. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Terrible. Okay. Do you guys have any specific questions about anything? What do we do with the excess skin weight? Well, remember, I'm over 6 foot. And I'm in my 60s. I don't have I'm not like one of those people that's losing 200 pounds and the skin's hanging down to here. That's, if I was that, I'd surgically have the extra skin removed. But at my point, I don't need the extra skin removed because there really isn't any extra skin. Not really. So, all right. Does anybody, yeah, really? 272 watching and only 27 likes. Really, people? Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Come on. Come on. Does anybody have any specific questions about anything that's going on right now? You know, in the YouTube world, in the with the Megxits, anything at all? Oh my God, because I really don't want to show you any more TikToks. I really don't. That guy's insane. Let me see. Any more of my TikToks? Let me see. I'm looking for what else it has. Oh, the tailoring. Yes. I have to show you that one. When do I think the court case will finally be over about Harry's security? They should have it out actually before June, I would think. They're saying if Meghan shows up with Harry in Birmingham, that means they got it. No, that doesn't mean that at all. So yes. You know what? Let me take a second and address the elephant in the room. Wally passed away several months ago. Her daughter notified Avid Gardner and myself. We did not release the information until the daughter told us that it was okay, and then we released the information. That is all I've really had to say on the matter. It was a 3-minute and 18-second video. I think other people are hurt that they weren't notified first. Supposedly it was a conspiracy theory. Wally wasn't really dead. We didn't know what we were talking about. I've been sent messages from people. Are you aware this person's saying that you weaponized her death against them? Beats the hell out of me how I did that. I did one video announcing the death. I am aware of how she died, but Avid and I, in coordination with her daughter, decided not to release those details because we were trying to leave Wally with a shred of dignity. I am aware that other people have released that information. You know, that's on them. All I did was put out the notification and I've left it at that. I don't know how I've weaponized it against people just by giving that information, but that's what's being claimed along with other things. It's a conspiracy theory. I did it for clout. How do you get clout? By letting the Megxit community know that a friend of yours has died. I haven't figured that one out either. But, you know, I'm not doing a video, goodbye, Wally. I'm not doing one of those. Wally was my friend. We'd been friends before a lot of the other people. You know, she and I were friends back in 2020. Yeah. And the beginning of 2021. So we were friends a lot longer than a lot of other people. But my friendship with her was between me and her. And I don't feel the need to put out these videos gushing about her. I know what she meant to me. She knew what she meant to me. And that's all I need. Okay. I hope she rests in peace. I know people were looking for her obituary online. The daughter said she didn't pay for an obituary. Apparently in the UK, you got to pay for one. I don't know how that works, but so she didn't do an obituary. People are looking for Sadie Quinlan. That was not her legal name. Give it up, guys. She's gone. My best to her family. It's sad. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Did I have my sinus surgery? I did not have my sinus surgery. The doctor looked down my nose with the thing. It was, man, let me tell you, it was, I didn't like that at all. It was very, very unlike to have a tube put down my throat, down my nose, halfway down my throat. The doctor said if I was going to have the nasal surgery, I should have had it done 20 years ago, about 20 years after the accident. There was no point in doing it now. They had already done a CT. And he said, if we do the surgery, it's only going to increase, it's only going to improve your breathing by 10 to 20%. That's not enough to go through that kind of surgery. So no, I didn't have it. And that was the end of it. Yes, I will be covering that on Tuesday. That Thomas Markle is coming back to the United States because that's what he needs to be able to walk. Because, yeah. Yes, Karen knew the circumstances. She informed Avid and I of the circumstances. We chose not to say it. And the only thing the daughter knew was that the cat was missing, which is what I reported. And we'll leave it at that, guys. Finn as well, running around. You guys remember that for a while there, we kept the other dog, Muro, the one that belonged to my friend who passed, and her husband. Well, her husband's going back to Europe for 5 weeks, and we're getting the dog. So Finn is going to have a little buddy in the house with him for about 4 to 5 weeks. And you guys know I'll be putting up videos of them. So, oh, no. Absolutely not. They won't, because that would be putting a stamp. Harry wanted the king to open the Invictus Games, exactly, the Invictus Games, with him standing next to him and Meghan and the kids behind him to give them that royal push, that royal clout. The king's not going to do it. And William also said no. Nobody that is a working royal will be there. Maybe Eugenie will show up, or Beatrice, although I think that would be a bad look for them, considering what's going on with their parents. I think it would be a very bad look for them to show up and support Harry. That's just my thought. Can we just say the Trump administration did an awesome job? Yes. Like Trump, hate Trump. He rolled out the red carpet. It was a beautiful banquet. I'd never seen that room before. Somebody else identified it for me. I can't remember now. Was it the East Wing ballroom? I can't remember. I love the chandeliers, but people are giving Trump hell for building a ballroom. Nixon put a bowling alley in. Did nobody say anything about that? I think it was the Obamas that put in a basketball court. Nobody said anything about that. A ballroom, on the other hand, that's very secure, that has a lot of security things being built into it, I think is something that the White House could use. That's just my opinion. They are. And I'm out of that sandbox. You guys know I told you a year and a half ago I would stay in my lane, and I have stayed in my lane. It is what it is. And also, I'm going to say one more thing, and then I really don't want to talk about anything anymore. When somebody says behind the scenes, oh, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes? Don't be a chump. That's a license to lie. Be careful. That's all I'm going to say. Yes. They're off their rocker. Oh my God. My mom had multiple. Yeah. You know what? One of the things that I didn't like was several people that I know had their they had their noses done, and they had splints in them afterwards, and they couldn't breathe through their nose. I would feel like I was suffocating if I couldn't breathe through my nose, especially with my breathing issues now. And I was absolutely terrified. I was going to have it if the doctor said I needed it. I was absolutely going to have it. But the doctor said I didn't need it. So I was like, thank you, because I really didn't want it. When they lose their titles, William will be removing the Prince and Princess titles from the children. I firmly believe he will be removing the Prince and Princess titles from Beatrice and Eugenie. If you are not a working royal, you don't need the titles. Will he remove the Prince title from Harry? No. But somebody suggested, I wish I could remember who, somebody suggested a compromise. I like the compromise that was suggested. In case you guys haven't heard it, here it is. You ready? The compromise is, if you don't live in the UK for at least 6 months or 7 months out of the year, and you're not a working royal, your titles automatically go into abeyance, which means they can say they're the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, but the truth is the titles are in abeyance. They're not supposed to be using it. It will make them look more desperate. Also, I believe that he will be removing the HRH titles from Beatrice, Eugenie, and Meghan, because they don't need them. And Meghan's using hers anyway, even though she agreed not to. So, and she said, oh, We know it was in the written agreement. I put the statement up for you guys. She agreed not to use her HRH. She used her HRH. They agreed not to use their titles for monetary gain. They have. So the fact that it's got nothing to do with racism. The fact that they made a written agreement with the royal family and they have broken every bit of that agreement is a perfect example and a perfect reason why William can remove those titles. There you go. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Yeah. Finn's going to be very happy with his little friend once he shows up. So, yes, I understand as cousins, they're close, but they need to understand that with everything going on with their families and their connections, which are now coming out, and what's going on with their parents, I think it would be a very bad look if they suddenly showed up to support Harry. You guys get what I'm saying? I think it would be terrible. I think they need to distance themselves. Absolutely. Absolutely. Will Meghan go? Absolutely, she's going to go. There's no way she's going to not go and get the free clothing, the free travel, the free hotel, the free jewelry, and the 4 outfit changes a day. She won't be able to resist herself. And we've said it before, Invictus is no longer about the athletes. Invictus, it's Meghan Markle's show. It's the Meghan Markle show. That's exactly what it is. The East Wing is gone. Well, where was the banquet held? I can't remember. Let me see. Room for Trump's banquet. Let's see what we get. The banquet. It says inside the banquet, but it doesn't say where. But the ballroom that they're doing is 22,000 square feet. And there will also be offices for the First Lady and a movie theater. And it's the original 42-seat configuration of the old movie theater will remain, but when the renovated one would be built. And then he posted a rendering. Listen, after what happened with the shooting, he absolutely needs a secure place to have things like that. I don't know what the room was. Somebody told me, but it was a gorgeous room. I don't remember seeing that room before. So, yeah, I think it was beautiful. And it will allow for dinners to be there and better security. So, yes, better for security. You know what? I didn't see her movie, but I did see a little something that was put out on Twitter. Might have just been on the White House Instagram account. A little short showing Melania putting down the menus and making sure that everything in the room was perfect. Like her, hate her, she's definitely got an attention to detail, and she is a snazzy dresser. So maybe she'll show up late again. Okay, milkshakes. I thought it was milkshakes. How are your children? Thank you. My kids are doing great. They're doing fine. The older one that has autism bought a home. You guys know this, and he moved out, and he actually said to us, when he was a teenager, I can't wait to get out of here. I don't like living underneath your rules, blah, 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 blah. He moves out. He actually said after a year, according to the HOA rules, he's allowed to rent it out and move home. He wants to move home. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, well, I miss everybody and I don't like living alone. So we tried to fix it by saying to my other son, why don't you move in? Because he's on one shift, you're on another. You'll barely see each other. And the other son was like, hear me clear. I'm not moving in. So we'll have to figure out what we're going to do. I'll have to figure out. I also lost my sense of smell and my sense of taste. That happened too when I had COVID. It tasted like dried cardboard. So I stopped eating. Yes, the story of the missing Rue replaced by Camilla. Yeah, that was a good one too. Edo, husband of Beatrice, has impregnated another woman. I think if that was true, we would know about it. it would be in mainstream media. I'll look that up though. So other people are saying there's a rumor about Edo. Yes, Yvette Cooper. You know what? I like Neil Sean. He's a nice guy, but he talks in circles without ever giving proof of anything. And he always says, when I know more, you'll know more. And then you never hear anything else about the story again. I like him. I do. He's a nice little man. And, but he goes, he puts up 4-minute videos. He spends the first minute and a half talking about whatever. He spends the last 2 minutes talking in circles. You know what I mean? This person went here, but that's not the way it went. But when I know more, you'll know more. And he never really tells you anything. So I don't watch him. So let's go down a little further. Let's see. She can't handle being, that's true. That's true. I have heard that Birmingham is in a mess. Yeah. Yep. Somebody else already did the Invictus Game finances. Is it River? What is her name? River something. She did a deep dive. East room of the White House. The ballroom was done in the East room. Well, she did a deep dive. I'm probably going to put that in one of my videos this coming week because I already talked about it in a previous video. It was on Reddit. She did a deep dive, and surely there is money missing. So it was in the East room of the White House. The banquet? Okay, it was in the East room. I like your neck. Thank you. It is I don't know if you can see it. It's the Tree of Life. Let's see what else. But it's been reported by Richard Eden and Kinsey Schofield. Like I said, I'll dig into that a little bit. I felt bad for Neil Sean because another YouTuber, I'm not saying names, but another YouTuber accused Neil Sean of stealing her content. And then another YouTuber stealed Dan Wooten of stealing her content. I don't get it. Oh, here we go. Rachel, the Curious Pilot. There you go. The Invictus finances had major parts redacted. Yes, I saw that. I saw that they had parts redacted. And people are wondering why the redactions just come out and say where the money went. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that the parts that were redacted are the parts of where Harry and Meghan's hotel, private jet, her clothing, this is all being paid for. I mean, that money should have gone to the veterans. That's just my personal opinion. I need a sip. So, yes, it is. Oh, wait a minute. It's going so fast. Yeah. Follow the money for sure. You know, Tom Bauer covered that in his book, remember? That they were spending there were unnecessary expenses on food. Like people were getting free food, 2 meals a day, and nobody was over there. They had all these volunteers, but they didn't have enough people. But if you look at a picture of the Invictus Games, the crowds at the first Invictus Games. Let me see if I can pull it up. I can't type well. I want to show you. That's a YouTube video. I don't want to bring up a YouTube video, but let me see if you guys can see this. I want you to see this. Can you guys see this picture? That was the first Invictus Games. Look at the crowds. You see that? The very, very first Invictus Games. The crowds were unbelievable. Now, at the Invictus Games since then, where there is a concert going on, people show up for the concert. They show up for Katy Perry. They show up for all of these people. But if you do crowds at Invictus Games events, no, at what do you call it? Crowds at Invictus Games. Let's just do basketball. Let's just do basketball. Here is here's a perfect example. Look at the, you see that? It's empty. There's nobody there. And that's the problem. Let me make sure you guys are able to see that picture. Nope, you can't see the picture. Hang on. I have to remove that to add to state. No, just a minute. There we go. Can you guys see that? There is nobody in the stands. There's nobody there. It's empty. You guys get it now? The Invictus crowds have gone since it's just been Harry and Meghan. And it really irritates me that they keep saying that Harry was the only one. Harry was the only one that, started the Invictus Games. That's not true. It was Harry, William, Catherine, the Royal Foundation, and the Defense, the Department of Defense. It was not just Harry. See, it used to be shown on TV in the UK right up until 2021 and then nothing. Someone in the chat keeps saying Rachel is great. Do we have a sugar in the house? Well, Rachel is great. Are they talking about Rachel Meghan Markle or Rachel the YouTuber? Because Rachel the YouTuber was really good. I don't know about Rachel Meghan Markle. It's very sad for the athletes. And don't forget, there was an athlete, I reported on him also, that one of the athletes was injured during a basketball game. He's had to move into an assisted living. He can't even live with his family because he can't do the stairs. And Invictus said, that's your fault for not taking out the extra insurance. And, this whole bit about no man left behind, this guy got left behind massively. He got left behind. So anyway, yep. I don't, listen, guys, I gave my notice. I told you what I felt was appropriate. You guys have been made aware that she's passed, and I really just don't have any other comments on it. It's not a conspiracy. I didn't do it for clout. I don't know what clout you get by telling people that your friend died. I haven't done a devotional video because that would be, for me, inappropriate. She and I had a good relationship for like 6 years. I don't need to put that up for anybody else. That's between me and Wally. And like I said, there is information I didn't let you guys know because I was trying to keep a shred of decency for her. And it is what it is. And as I said before, you don't need to email me, text me, put messages down saying, are you aware that, this person is saying you weaponized it against her, the announcement. I don't know how I weaponized anything by simply letting people know that she passed. She's passed, guys. Let's let her rest in peace. Okay. She was a fabulous person. And we'll just move from there. I'm not answering any more questions. She's gone. Her daughter is having a hard enough time closing down everything, moving her stuff, taking care of everything. And she didn't need anything else. She was worried. I think she was worried if she released the information, she would get attacked. And sure enough, on some other people's channels, she is being attacked. I feel very bad for her, and she should just, move on from these people, and everybody should just move on. Okay. I loved her, but you know, I'll honor her in my own way. All right, guys. So a remembrance to you guys. I remember. Let me try to maybe want to look at what the. Yes, I do remember Ashley. I remember that her family announced her death, and what happened? They got attacked. The poor man was trying to bury his wife, the kids, and they all got attacked. It was horrible. That's why the daughter held the information back. But anyway, just a reminder that tomorrow the video is split into two because I cannot put out a 30-minute long video. Harry and Meghan are in both of them, as well as the royal family. So you're going to want to tune in for both of those. They will be released an hour apart, and it will say 2 of 2, 1 of 2. So if you don't get a notification for one, but you get a notification for the other, you're going to want to go back and watch the other one, whichever one you get a notification for. Okay. All right, guys, don't forget to hit the like button down here. And we're going to go back to the book review on Tuesday. Let me double check my calendar, make sure I'm not over talking. Yes, Tuesday night. And we'll go from there. Okay, guys? All right. I hope everybody has a fabulous, fabulous Sunday. Get out there in that sunshine if you have it, and have a fabulous day. Talk to you later.